The Maui expansion is only 5 days away. 5 days till we get it all added to the game with every single feature. And the thing is, there is so much. There is so much being added. So yes, I realize this video is not a light video. It's not an easily digestible video. That's because the whole point of this video is for it to be we just everything. Because do you realize how much stuff we've gotten? In fact, let me tell you what's going to be included in this video. Not only will there be the breakdown of the summer showcase in different ways, so we're going to get every single car that is upcoming, that reveal, then also how the year 2 pass, every bit of information that we have on the year 2 pass, that reveal is also here. That full bulk breakdown video is in this video. On top of that, we then have the footage that we've gotten, the 911 GT3 RS, the made in Japan, the rival stuff, that's here too. Just in general, the rival stuff, where we take on open world cops. Rivals as a feature is broken down here. The playlist, the police playlist is broken down here, as well as the mirrors, the buying summit cars. There is so much they are doing and adding this update. And all of that is in this video right here. Some stuff like the mirrors and buying summit cars, I initially made a video compiling them, but then I did the quality of life, which had mirrors, and the summit car guide. So those two, I've gone with those instead of the initial ones. Give that all to you. The type of video this is a put it on in the back video, because it is it's thick. This is a thick video. Every single new info included. As we're 5 days away, I gotta get busy again. Any new information will get its own video if it's relevant enough. But instead of linking you 50 different videos, here's this one with everything. Head down there and subscribe to catch early access content on the update. Oh yeah, and the parts changes. The parts changes, they're changing so much. There's so much stuff. So, subscribe to catch it all. And let's begin. Here we go. Yes, give it to me. Police are coming back.
Any of you love spending hours exploring our beautiful world. So,
what the fuck?
Yes, a brand new Hawaiian island will be added to the game at the launch of Season 5.
What
the? Season 5 with...
Okay, what the flip? What's going on, boys? My name is Sid, and the Crew Summer Showcase is about to start, so I'm about to show you everything. Oh. Wait, you actually fight actual cars?
An offline mode to ensure long-term access to both titles. So
offline mode? Wait, for both games?
Handpicked to get a sneak peek before everyone else.
It's the thing that people want. It's gonna be an offline mode, man. GT3 RS.
Working behind the scenes for months.
New ivory tower car.
Come, let me give you a glimpse of what Motorfest will.
Why did I feel like I was gonna play? I wanted to pick up my controller. Oh.
To Maui.
That's so steep. We haven't had like a massive drop off like that. Wait, the mirrors? The mirrors work? What do you mean the mirrors work? Wait, did I miss something? Hang on. The mirrors work?
In Kahului, the vibrant city center of Maui.
Oh.
The crown jewels of the Hawaiian economy. It embodies the
Obviously. Oh. Whoa, look at the UI. Race chase. So you can race them or hunt them? Wait, what? And then you, wait, you just start a race like that? What are you talking about?
Exciting new features allows you
I
to
saw
earn
that.
new prestige tickets by replaying and completing events in the custom mode. These prestige tickets will grant you access to previous summit rewards in a dedicated section of the shop. And
No more FOMO. You can buy
in
summit
shaping
cars
the
with
future of the
prestige
game.
tickets.
The gutsy type. Drivers.
Was that a GT3 RS police car?
There's one spot left in my squad.
What? Oh yeah, and you're chasing actual cars. The mirrors are working and they look nice. Also, yeah, another custom UI. Okay, and then you can chase them as the police. Is it free? No, it seems Made in Japan is going to be free, but not the police. Oh, year 2 pass. 7. What? The playlist will be in the year 2 pass. Okay. Whoa. They announced 32 cars coming to the Crew Motorfest. Now, these cars are from everywhere, whether it be from the police update, well, the police side of the update, or whether that be from the year 2 pass. Look, I'll just hope it's better this time. I'm just gonna hope that it's better this time. But I'm here to tell you all of these cars. First of all, we have the police vehicles. Now, there is a fair few, 7 in total. Here is a different look at all of those in the actual trailer. These are all going to be part of the Chase Squad, the police, but it's neon and it's cat vs dog themed for some reason, and it's basically there'll be police cars, but like this. I really hope you can change the liveries.
The target will always do everything they can to escape, trying to predict their next move.
Now, the ones we do know, we know what spec they'll be. However, the few that are brand new cars, we don't. But we have the Audi RS6 Avant police car, the Chase Squad. Then we have the Ivory Tower Asus police car, based on the Ivory Tower Asus currently in the Crew Motorfest. Then we have the Mustang Dark Horse police car, Chase Squad vehicle. This one's going to be in Street Tier 2, with the Ivory Tower Asus being hypercar. The Lycan Hypersport, also in hypercar. Crazy. We have the Porsche 911 GT3 RS, which spec it's going to be is unknown. I can tell you it's not Street Tier 1, but it's between hypercar or Street 2 for this one. And then, same thing, between hypercar and Street 2 is the Ivory Tower brand new muscly looking car, Chase Squad police car. That's 6 cars, you'll notice. It's not 7 cars, Sid. You'd be right. Here's a sticker. Take it. It's on my house. You're right. Well, the last one isn't actually a car. It's the Chase Squad helicopter. This thing is the specific police version of the helicopter that is included in the playlist. Now, this actually leads on to the 8th vehicle as well, which is another helicopter. Yes, the helicopter is back. Isn't that cool? Finally, they brought the helicopter back. Only took them this long, but I'm glad we got it at least. But we need to quickly go back to the police cars. The thing about the police cars is they're going to be featured in the year 2 pass. So, Julien, tell me about the year 2 pass.
Available on November 6th, along with the launch of Season 5. It will also be included in the refreshed Gold and Ultimate Edition of the Crew Motorfest. With the year 2 pass, you will gain access to a total of 20 additional vehicles. 7 vehicles will be available from day 1 through the Chase Squad experience. The remaining 13 cars will be part of the monthly drop through the year, including 2 cars available on day 1.
Just like that, 8 cars becomes 21 cars. Can I say car? Are you guys fine if I say cars? You know I mean also 2 of those are helicopters. I can say cars, right? Right? And did they pull out all the stops for this one? Yes. Oh, God. The Mark E is one of the upcoming year 2 pass cars. What a shame. What an unfortunate car to have as one of the selling points of the brand new pass. The Mark E, one of the ugliest SUVs, one of the biggest affronts to the Mustang name. What a horrid thing to try and shill as the big year 2 pass. Oh, God. And then interestingly, another sort of air car, also in the year 2 pass, the Maserati MC20. Now, that's a pretty cool car, right? How am I considering the Maserati MC20 to be meh? Well, simply because, and you may or may not agree, we've already got the Maserati MC20. We've got this version of the car. So, what's the difference? Well, it's the convertible one that they're adding. And that's really all there is. On top of that, a lot of convertibles in the game, not all, but a bunch, allow you to put the top up. Now, clearly, as you've seen, they're soft tops. Convertibles in general, but it basically means that the car, if it does have that, and I'm not saying it shouldn't, I prefer that, but if it does have that, it really does diminish the point of having that car in the game. But yes, those are two cars, but the better cars coming are the BMW M5 CS, which I'm sure you guys can tell me why this thing is hype, why it's gets people so excited for some reason. My brain can't comprehend it. Why is this thing so cool? You tell me, please tell me. Am I out of touch? Is it just a kids these days thing? And the Nissan R32 Skyline, the one that people wanted for so long, is finally coming to the game after it was shown before launch. These are all going to be in the year 2 pass, as well as 9 other cars. These ones are just the first updates cars. There's 4, presumably, because 2 at launch, so 1 more than the monthly amount, just like the year 1 pass did it. And then, this time around, it seems to be 1 a month instead of 2 a month. The year 1 pass did 2 a month. This one is only giving you 1, which honestly might be better. I kind of prefer that. I mean, it definitely might. It might strip the value a little bit of the year 1 pass. Most of the cars are going to be in the playlist, which is also included in the year 2 pass. Those 7 police cars, also in the year 2 pass. And then there's only 9 after the first 3. Essentially, yeah, after the first 3 months, there's only 9 left. One a month. I just hope they do it better this time. I hope they actually allow it to be hype. I hope we still get the same amount of cars overall in an update. Which, hey, to be fair, this one, yeah, it seems like it. But let's segue from there to the Made in Japan playlist. The one that's not in the year 2 pass. The one that everyone will be able to play. There is one shot I cannot get out of my head. It may be the most the Crew Motorfest has ever looked. And it's this one right here. The Liberty Walk NSX. The Honda NSX that we are getting as part of the Made in Japan playlist. With how much it was highlighted and the fact that it's the cover image for the playlist makes me think it's the playlist reward car, which is already so good. Oh, and this video seems to have gone to this, which we will come back to. See, because so far in the game, when we've gotten a Volume 2 playlist, the way they'll do it is they'll do the reward for the first playlist, the Volume 1, but that same customization on a different car. Whoa! And as much as I think that's fine, I would have at least preferred a different color scheme. I like that it keeps it slightly on theme. I just kind of, yeah, a different color scheme and probably a bit more unique, right? Keep it the same style, but I don't know, give me like a massive hood turbo or anything else. But this one seems to go a completely different route. In this one, we've gone from this Supra, the Ryujin, really crazy cool customized, which is clearly, look, there could have been a cool car like this for a Volume 2. I wouldn't have minded a 300ZX customized like this. That would have been cool. But instead, we've gotten the Liberty Walk NSX. Lovely. But let's get back to those rivals. This seems to be a new feature on top of everything else coming in this game. The rivals. Now, every one of these cars that you can see here, checked, these are all cars that are already in the game. However, that DeLorean in the bottom right definitely is. How can I double, triple confirm this is a DeLorean? Because in the Made in Japan video leading up to it, we see it right there. That is a unique edition of the DeLorean. We do not have a DeLorean that looks anything like that in-game. I did originally think it could have been the neon one, but it's not that. And you cannot do that to a base DeLorean in-game. So it's gonna be a brand new DeLorean, which if it follows, all of these are gonna be brand new. So that's 4 other cars. What are we even on at this point? A lot? We're on a lot. Like 22 now? But as much as these are unknown, the top right one and the bottom left one, we definitely don't know. But I might have an idea on what one of them is. Listen to this line right here.
A Pontiac with a lion head has been spotted near your location.
There you go, and
One of the chiefs.
that's one of the chiefs. And no, I don't think she's talking the mediocre American sports team. Instead, I think she means the cars you race in the final event, as there's only 4 of them, and we know it's the final event because you're in the reward car. This event's enemies, the rivals, the chiefs being these few here, the 4 around here. So this one is a custom Pontiac. Who knows which one? I wouldn't be bothered to check too much. It's Pontiacs, whatever. And then this middle one, literally no idea. Like, what even could that be? And then, finally, we have 3 more cars that are, like, confirmed. Well, we don't know where these will be. Probably just shop, though, right? That is the Rimac Nevera, as you can see here. Beautiful car. Record-breaking car. The Porsche 911 GT3 RS. Record-breaking with how many children on TikTok like the car. And the Ivory Tower, whatever the hell that thing is. Which is so silly that I may actually like it now. Because it's getting kind of... It's dumb, but it's kind of cool. Those 3 are also new, and we don't know where they're going to be. But there they are. Pretty nice, right? It's nice to get 3 other cars on top of all of that. But then, we get some interesting stuff. Some question marks. Well, I say that just because that's what I put in front of them on my little list here. The KS Mass Leader? Look, they said they're getting an original soundtrack or like an original song for the game, and for some reason they really highlighted the KS Mass Leader here. This car is confusing because they're really highlighting it. But as far as I can tell, there isn't a spec new on the car besides the livery, which you can change anyway. Then again, the crew isn't too shy when it comes to making exclusive cars that look near identical to the original version of the car. Now, I seem to have done a lot to this one. But you can kind of tell that this one basically just looks like a basic RX-7. This is actually an exclusive one, believe it or not, though. Which is what makes me think maybe this isn't a unique car. Unique. Basically just different in the selection screens. And then finally, just like some of the other things that will be getting more dedicated videos, more specific videos, we also have a teaser like this. The Season 6 teaser right here with the red, yellow, and blue color scheme, as well as this font being the identical font used by Red Bull. Season 6 is a Red Bull update. And there's one Red Bull car which has been stuck in purgatory basically since launch. We saw it at launch, but we just, for some reason, haven't seen anything about it since launch. It's this thing. The 2020 AF Course Ferrari 488 GT3 Evo. We saw this thing in-game in the trailers. And, I mean, look, if we're getting a Red Bull update, it makes sense that we finally get this Red Bull car that... This is on Red Bull's website. Red Bull thinks this car is in-game. The Crew Motorfest adds a garage of exclusive Red Bull vehicles. They think the car is in-game. Did anyone want to tell Red Bull it wasn't? I assume when this update was decided... I assume they know now. But speaking of people knowing things, you now know all of the cars that they've announced and confirmed for the next update. We might indeed know the update that's gonna come out July of next year. July! What was that stunt? Did you see that hang on. Let me run that back. It's gonna come out July of next year. July!
What's up guys, my name is Eric or Hazardous.
Also, I got this new nitrous. Look at how many Motorfest M's it expels. The nitrous. See, the thing is, you might have your ear closer to the ground than I think. You might already know that we know what the update after the police update is. If you don't remember, the police update comes out in November, but we actually know the one after that. 4 months after the police update. And then I feel like it's less guaranteed. Feel like I know the one after after that. But let's look at everything they've unveiled so far. First of all, we get explicit confirmation that there will be the helicopter coming back. Explore seamlessly Oahu and Maui by car, boat, or helicopter November 6th. Now, saying November 6th for that implies that the helicopter will be a day one edition. You can't explore Maui November 6th with the helicopter if the helicopter isn't out November 6th. We'll also be getting a police version of the helicopter, which you already know. Speaking of police, I actually skipped one for this transition, but we have a video of the police, the police chase, one of the events. Now, this one is in the city, like one of the follow the photos events that we saw, but instead this one seems to be a chase. However, the chase is already over, and it doesn't have any of the UI of the chase. So it must just be a race? Are you racing? It doesn't look like you're racing him because there's no UI indicating that. So what I think this is, mostly because of the fact that there's no UI indicating that that guy was an AI or a player or anything, I think it's this. I think it's that. For another example, here at the end of this road, when an AI is just added into the event as scenery, decoration. So for that specific event, it does not seem like we're actually chasing or interacting with the AI. Sure, we'll be able to hit them like you can with these AIs here, but this event is just, it's a looker, basically. It seems like a drive through the city. I could be wrong, it could be a new event type, I don't know, but that's just what it seems if we only go based on what's in the game currently. Speaking of, this is also going to carry over the same kind of issues of this kind of event, which is how those AIs, for some reason, they don't show up in the photo mode, which is really annoying. Could you fix that, the crew, please? Please. The car in this is the Ivory Tower Ogmois, which is, I think, from research, based on a Greek deity. It would make sense, Azus, interesting name, but that is the brand new muscle car type thing that they added. This is the police version. But speaking of the Ogmois features in this video here. With the Rimac Nevera, there's the Ogmois, the Porsche 911 GT3 RS, the new one, and the Malu on the Suzuki, and also the Jeep Gladiator, the off-road vehicle for all of these videos. Shows a few things. One, just how wide the roads are. The Rimac Nevera is like a 78-inch car. It's a wide car, but even though it's that wide, it makes these roads look even wider. That is genuinely like a 4-meter road. The roads are catastrophically wide, which I heard is kind of like how America's roads are, but also seems that it's kind of to counter grand race routes. So grand race and race routes can be through areas. Speaking of race routes through areas, though, this place looks beautiful. That little residential area, these are the kind of places I love, especially for cruising around in. But then we move to the city area, which is this time a lot flatter. Also, we got a Land Rover there, which I hope is a sign we're getting brand new traffic AI, but I don't think so because we don't see anything else like that. I wish, I guess. I wish. But because the traffic in this game is definitely still the biggest blight on the game. But the city this time around is a lot more LA feeling, a lot more low, a lot wider roads, a lot of that, basically. A lot of cartoonish sort of designs with the stuff like the wash with the whale and the mechanics with the big wrench. We then see the underground. See, the storm drains actually go into an underground tunnel system, which looks incredibly cool. And that's also where we saw the police clip. It was down through here. So we see the Ogmois in the tunnels twice. Now, these are all bits of footage that we saw in the trailer, the showcase. So let me start showing you something a bit closer to being new. Now, there is posts about the year 2 pass and stuff like that. Check out my other video for breakdowns on that. You know, we got better looks like this post. Not only does this show the Lycan Hypersport, but it shows a brand new custom edition of the Alfa Romeo Giulia. So that'll be pretty cool. Finally, one last little shot that we saw in the trailer. Screw all of this. I'm here to talk about this. This is insane. Now, why is that? Why is this image so crazy for some reason, right? Well, it's not just because, oh, look, sure, it shows the season 5 thing with the new island in November. We know that it starts in November. It gives us all the dates and stuff as well. We know that the first season is going to end February, so November, December, January, February, because March is when we get the Season 6, and then July is the last season of that, or maybe the first of the next one, which shows that it starts July. So, March, April, May, June for Season 6, and then Season 7 starts July and ends right again at November. So, they've gone back to the Crew 2 system. It was a little bit at the beginning of the game where it seemed like, oh yay, we're getting 3-month updates instead of 4 months. This is gonna be great. No, in the end, it decayed back to the 2-month update cycle, except a bit worse because at least the Crew 2 hard switched it up in the same genre halfway through, whereas the Crew Motorfest gives us a volume 2, and I hope we're getting something more than that for long term in Season 5, because by the looks of it, the volume 2 will be immediate, because the police update, the police playlist, that one's paid. Alright, but we're not here to talk about Season 5 anymore. We're here to talk about Season 6 and Season 7. So, let's begin with Season 6. First of all, I don't need to tell you that this is clearly the Red Bull color scheme. The white, the blue, the yellow, the red. I mean, this yellow circle here should have given that away already, but this is the Red Bull color scheme. But not only that, it is also the exact Red Bull font. Here's a look at their website with a few areas where you can see the font that they use, but then also there's this. These two bits of font are the Red Bull fonts. Now, that's important for two reasons, because not only do they match up the font, but they matched up the color scheme, and that's important, because that's how we find out about this. Season 7, the July update of 2025. It's the fonts and the color scheme. Now, first of all, the Red Bull update, we can talk about that in a bit. But I thought the Red Bull update would be like Red Bull Motorsports themed, right? Like the F1 and the Rally and the Touring and the GP. I think not, because this one over here appears to be a Formula 1 themed update. Admittedly, it's a little hazy because some of the letters don't line up. Stuff like the E's especially and the A, those just don't line up with the lowercase or the uppercase. However, the V, the R, the L, the D, all of those are just identical to the Formula 1 font and the red. And then you get the red. It is near identical to the Formula 1 red. Like the official Formula 1 red. Near identical to the official Formula 1 font. Now, the Formula 1 font isn't copyright, neither is the color code of red. But in this combination, it comes together as a Formula 1 update. But I'm more interested about the F1 update for something new. Because the thing is, as far as I can tell, Maui doesn't have a racetrack. Not that I can see anywhere. Not from a bird's eye, and if it does, they haven't shown it off in any of the videos yet. We know it has a pretty big airport, as we can see from the images. We don't know about a racetrack. It doesn't seem like it has one. And if they're not going to add one with Red Bull, which is in the exact same slot where last year the Hoonigan update was, so if they added a Hoonigan Drift Park Island, there's a chance they'll add a Red Bull Stunt Park Island, right? Because it's the second update of the second year of Motorfest. It's the exact same slot that the second update of Motorfest was. The Year 2 pass has been confirmed for the Crew Motorfest, with 20 cars in total, some locked, some not locked, some available for you, some information that I'm here to get to you exclusively. See, the thing is, they've posted about the Year 2 pass, but there was a bit of confusion on the viewer end, so I talked to Ubisoft and got all the exact bits of information. What am I actually going to be telling you? Well, things that people really want to know. Like, do you get the Year 2 pass if you had the original Gold and Ultimate Edition? Which cars are locked paid only behind the pass this time? Is the playlist locked behind the pass? What else to do with the playlist is locked behind the pass? What will non-pass holders be able to do, play, or buy when it comes to the vehicles and playlists? What happened to the early access? All of that stuff is going to be in this video. But the first question is, what is the Year 2 pass? Well, if it's anything like the Year 1 pass, well, it'll be a pass dropping monthly vehicles as well as access to content via the pass, which will unlock playlists for you to be able to do. That would be one every update being a playlist unlock, and the rest just being a way for them to drop monthly cars. And the Year 1 pass specifically provided early access to almost all of the cars in the roster, whereas once the early access was over, you could just buy the cars regularly, and there was 2 exclusive cars in the Year 1 pass that you could only get in the Year 1 pass. So that's the Year 1 pass. So let's move to the Year 2 pass. First of all, what car? I don't know if I'd be wrong in thinking that one of the bigger questions is, what cars are we gonna get in the Year 2 pass? I mean, it's the main bulk of it. And well, out of the 20 cars, we already know like 11 of them. Now for this section, I'm just gonna talk about the cars, not how you get them. That's gonna come after. First of all, we have the Chase Squad cars. These are all of the brand new style police, like neon cat vs dog police cars, with the Proto A500, the helicopter, is going to be in the Year 2 pass. The Ivory Tower Ogmois, the Chase Squad edition, that's the brand new Ivory Tower custom car. The Ivory Tower Azus, the Ivory Tower Hypercar custom as a police car. We got the Ford Mustang Dark Horse police car. The Porsche 911 GT3 RS Chase Squad police car. The Lycan Hypersport. And the Audi RS6 Avant police car. These are all of the police vehicles that you'll be able to get in the Year 2 pass. Next, we have the base vehicles. We begin with the BMW M5 CS, which people hype up a lot. For some reason, no one's actually explained to me yet why people hype up the M5 CS. And the Nissan Skyline GT-R32, a very, again, also very hyped car that people have been waiting for since the launch of the game, because it was in the trailer before the launch of the game. So people are well over ready for the Skyline GTR. It's also confirmed to be featured in the Made in Japan Volume 2. But then we gotta go from these 2 cars to the cars in the back. That is the Mustang Mach-E and the Maserati convertible. These are the cars that are coming out in the Year 2 pass that we know about. Also to note is that they did confirm that a bunch of other cars will be confirmed in the coming weeks. Now that's not months, in the coming weeks we're getting more cars unveiled. That's very surprising, especially given because it's only 1 a month this time. Those cars are going to be unveiled later on, and that'll be out of those 9 remaining cars. See, they may have had a bunch of cars topped up, but those are very most likely only placeholders, as that's what they did before with the Year 1 pass. I would go as far as to say they probably don't even have all the licenses till the very end of the Year 1 pass ready anyway. That's clearly a Urus. This one's clearly like a Countach. Both cars already in-game. These are placeholders at the moment, waiting for them to actually reveal or further on license the cars, as well as, you know, put the cars for the playlists in there, if they are going to do that again. So, on top of the 7 police cars, the 4 base cars that we know about, we then have 9 other vehicles, and those vehicles are going to be added monthly. Let's talk about how you... So this is where me talking to Ubisoft actually gives us a bit of extra information, because I was a little bit worried immediately, because they labeled the 13 other cars, not the police cars, premium. And you know what else they label premium? The paid lock playlist and the time locked summit cars. These summits are referred to as premium summits, which is why I was worried for a minute that the general audiences, the general players, wouldn't get any of the Year 2 pass cars and they would all be locked behind the paywall, but that's not the case. All of the base cars, not the Chase Squad, I mean the R32, the BMW, the Maserati, and the Mustang Mach-E, those cars and all of the other monthly cars, those are going to be available to buy the same way the Year 1 pass was. There will be an early access again. Besides the fact that there wasn't a public mention of the early access, I can confirm there will be early access. Just like the Year 1 pass, the Year 2 pass will give you them early and presumably it's then after that, once the early access is over to the cars, that's when the general players will be able to get it. Now I'm going into speculation territory to put a disclaimer. I hope it's like a month this time, like a month early access. Probably just will be a week again, but we don't really know. So, speculation. But these cars will be added monthly, and what if I told you we actually had the dates for some of them? The main ones. So, available through early access, and then you buy them later. The Nissan R32, the BMW M5 CS. These two cars will be in the year 2 pass, November 6th. This is the only double car drop in the year 2 pass, just like the year 1 pass, which started out with 3 cars and then went down to 2 every month. The year 2 pass is starting with 2 cars and then going down to 1 every month. Yes, it is a 1 every month pass. Then on January 1st, my birthday, put it in your calendar. I expect very many happy birthday messages, comments, and the like. On January 1st, my birthday is the Maserati MC20 convertible, and then on February 5th is the Mustang Mach-E. While I'm here, I think it's also worth mentioning, I don't know why people never clock this one, because everyone used to ask about the year 1 pass. That's the only reason I feel like it's necessary saying it. Whenever you buy the pass, you will get all the cars that previously came out in the pass as well. Yes, obviously. So not only will you get all the new ones coming out from when you bought it, but you'll get every one that came out before you bought it. Same with the year 1 pass. Right now, you can buy every car in the year 1 pass. Just like how with the year 2 pass, you'll be able to buy every car coming out in the year 2 pass. But there you go. The confirmation is these are not paid. These will be available for other people. However, you get the early access and you get them through the pass rather than having to buy them in-game, these cars. But what cars are different? Because you might remember, there is a few cars, 2 to be specific, that are locked behind the year 1 pass. The Charger Red Eye Hellcat and the Chevrolet Chevelle, those 2 cars cannot be gotten outside of the year 1 pass. Completely exclusive. So what's the equivalent in the Crew Motorfest year 2 pass? Well, it's a whole lot more, I guess. It's 7 vehicles. Those police cars we talked about, these are exclusive. You will not be able to purchase these cars in-game. They are only available through the year 2 pass. These are the only cars that will require a purchase to be available in-game. So that locks these, as well as I guess you could add on the previous cars, the Charger and the Chevrolet Chevelle, and then add on maybe the Motorfest Edition Audi. These are the paid cars in the game. It goes from 3 to 10. I say cars, one of them is a helicopter. But you also won't unlock these immediately. I can confirm that you will only unlock one of the Chase Squad cars immediately. The Chase Squad, well, I call them police cars. They don't call them police cars. The Chase Squad cars that you will get will only give you one of them immediately. The rest of them will be unlocked throughout the playlist. Through the different events, I would assume. The Dark Horse, the Ogmoist, what a strange name. I hope it means something somewhere. The helicopter, all of those will be unlocked throughout the playlist. Now, on the topic of the playlist, let's talk about that. Because, yes, the playlist will be locked behind the year 2 pass. Non-year 2 pass holders will not be able to play the Chase Squad playlist, unlocking the cars or the events, or the brand new sister feature to the one people will be able to play. See, in the Made in Japan playlist, you have Rivals, the Rivals page, where you have all these cars that apparently are in the open world that you, I guess, track down. And then once you've tracked them down, you can race them. But when you catch it there for a split second, it says race or chase. So you get the 2 options. And once you hop in that, you race them, whatever. That seems to be available for everyone as it's part of the Made in Japan playlist. However, the Chase Squad playlist has its own Rivals system with open world chases rather than open world races, where the same thing happens. You track down the driver. It seems to be from the same selection of drivers as the Made in Japan ones. And then you hunt them down and you, well, take them out by the looks of it in the open world, meaning that this UI is in the open world, which is quite cool. But that is fully locked behind the Year 2 pass. So yes, the Year 2 pass offers a big chunk more than the Year 1 pass. Although it has 4 less vehicles in total at 20 instead of 24, it has 5 more exclusive vehicles at 7 and not 2. And then also, it comes with a playlist. It comes with a playlist included in the pass. That's very new. So, as well as a completely alternate system to a feature in-game with a whole different way of approaching that feature, that being the chase version of the open world rivals. So, what will the price be of the Year 2 pass? There was a thought that the Year 2 pass would be $10. It seems like that was just a placeholder. Unfortunately, we don't have a price at the moment. Boo. Wait, no, Halloween's over. Oh well. Some extra info on that. The Year 2 pass. There was on the French version of the Ubisoft Connect store for a little while. The Year 2 pass came up and it said it was 35 euros. That is about 5 euros cheaper than the Year 1 pass, and it means it's probably going to be about I forget whose economies are dying nowadays. I think that means roughly 30 Great British pounds in the UK, by the looks of it, and 40 US dollars. So $40, 35 euros, 30 pounds. These are estimates, because all we have is that 35 euro number, and that was seemingly mistakenly, because they got rid of it, just a number that came up on the French version of the store. So everything in the Year 2 pass, including the 7 exclusive vehicles that you can only get with that £35, the playlist, sorry, £30, the playlist, which you can only get with that £30, and then the other cars you get immediately in-game without paying in-game for them, and you get them early. That kind of stuff. So, just wanted to jump in here in editing, putting this massive video together to give you even more extra info. If that's not dedication, I don't know what is. And because I've been going through and removing all of the, and by the way, head down there and subscribe, let me take this opportunity to say, head down there and subscribe. Okay, back to it. But don't worry, I do have other info to give you when it comes to purchasing the Year 1 pass. This is some info that people have really wanted because of how they phrased some stuff. It's not entirely their fault, it's not entirely the people's fault for getting it confused. It's just a confusing situation, I guess. Here we go.
The Squad experience will be part of our new Year 2 pass, which will be available on November 6th, along with the launch of Season 5. It will also be included in the refreshed Gold and Ultimate Edition of the Crew Motorfest. With the Year 2 pass, you will gain...
There you go. So, the Gold and Ultimate Edition issue. Now, for some reason, I feel like, I knew this, but a lot of people have asked this. So I did ask Ubisoft for specific clarification just in case, but no, it is exactly as I expected. The Golden Ultimate Edition, if you have the original Golden Ultimate from when you bought the Crew during this year, if you have that Golden Ultimate Edition, you don't get the Year 2 pass. It's the refreshed, as in they'll add a new Golden Ultimate Edition to the stores for new players coming to the game to get the Year 2 pass. If you had the previous Golden Ultimate, you don't get it because, well, that's not what the original one was. Now, I'm not here to play defense for Ubisoft or for Ivory Tower. I think it makes sense. It was the Year 1 pass, explicitly, it was the Year 1 pass that was included in the Year 1, in the Year 1 Golden Ultimate. It never said anything about a Year 2 pass. But obviously, naturally, as the industry is standard, you will be able to purchase the Year 2 pass on its own for a lower price than the Golden Ultimate Edition, presumably. But it depends what they price it at. I don't know how it wouldn't be that. Unless they're saying having the game on top of just the pass is actually minus money? No, that doesn't make any sense. Yes, you will be able to purchase the Year 2 pass on top of your current Golden Ultimate Edition. However, if you have the previous will not give you it for free, as well as the refresh is only for new purchases of the Golden Ultimate Edition. I feel like that's simple to get, right? And also, speaking of the Golden Ultimate Edition, it's not yet known what they will have in totality. All we know at the moment is they will include, likely, the game, obviously, and the Year 2 pass. It's unconfirmed what the everything that those two versions will hold. What separates the Ultimate from the Gold. Because originally, as far as I remember, it was early access to the game. I think I'm hazy on my memory from a year ago, the launch of this game, and cars like this, this edition car, and same with the Porsche version of a Hawaiian Motorfest edition or whatever. These cars and the Liberty Walk Supra, well, that was a pre-order bonus, but the thing about all those cars that I just mentioned, this thing, the Porsche version, the Liberty Walk Supra, is all of those became buyable eventually. They were just exclusive for like the first month of the game. The fitted pack, that's what it was, I remembered. The fitted pack and the fitted edition, those are buyable now. And you can buy them, and because you can buy them in-game, I would definitely say if you're a new purchaser of the Crew, and depends on what they say is going to be in the Golden Ultimate, I'd say always go with the Gold rather than the Ultimate. Really think about, do I think the Ultimate, if the Ultimate is the top one, it goes Gold then Ultimate, right? Do I think the Ultimate Edition was worth it in the end? Well, for two cars that you can just buy in-game very easily, very simply, I think it was definitely the Gold that was more worth it than the Ultimate, especially when the early access is removed out the mind. Because it's, well, it has no value. It's time we talk about the police in the Crew Motorfest. Because yes, this next update coming November in the Crew is going to be a police-based update. I'm not just gonna sit here and be like, oh, so are they police or are they not? I'm here to break it all down. This is the Chase Squad playlist. The police playlist coming in November, and we actually know a fair bit of information about it. In fact, we also know that these police cars, this playlist, features with the playlist, are all gonna be locked behind a paywall. So let's start with that. The paywall is the Year 2 pass. Now, we still don't know the price of the Year 2 pass. We know it'll be included in newer editions of the Crew Motorfest. I've got a video breaking it down if you need it. But what we do know is that it's going to be one monthly car this time instead. And that's because 7 of the 20 cars are bulk dropped in the Chase Squad update. With all of these are all in the Year 2 pass through the playlist. Playlist is in the Year 2 pass. Now, I had confirmed from Ivory Tower, just to get rid of confusion, that yes, you will have to get these cars from the playlist in the Year 2 pass. And I also got confirmed that one of those cars you'll unlock immediately. So presumably, that's the car for the playlist. That's why it's called a new exclusive playlist, or a premium PvE experience, as they called it. Now, you can leave all of your thoughts on that in the comments. Let's break down the playlist as we do that, though. So, this, presumably, I would hope is the first event, because it looks very boring. Even when I was reacting to it live on the showcase, there was the hype of there being police, and then it was like, oh, well, this looks unenjoyable. But this, presumably, would only be the first event of the playlist, which, sure. Day 1, training, we got Target Smash. Oh, there's 2 training events? There's 2 training events? Oh, no. Playlist is supposed to be a cohesive experience, so it makes sense to begin with like a training event, right? And you get to drive the Audi RS6 Avant. Now, I don't believe we know which of the cars you unlock immediately for the playlist. It could be this, it could be the Ogmois, it could be any of them, truly. Next, we move on to a different event, and this seems to be the first of the chase events, because we have that brand new UI. And that UI is something a little interesting. Let's watch. Because they explain.
So go after him. Try to get me, puppy dog. Initiate the tail. Stay close, but no contact. Do not engage.
You do not engage with the car with this menu up there. That UI playing at the top there is a point-based system And it's got red on both sides as well, so like, I guess, yeah, you just have to stay a certain distance. How in the Ubisoft have they put tailing missions? What in the Ubisoft game design? Out of tailing missions? Man, what am I playing? What am I playing? Assassin's Creed Black Flag? The return of tailing missions in a AAA racing game in 2024 was not something I thought I would see. Especially when it's another can't get too close, can't get too far type of tailing mission. But don't worry, we do seem to be able to chase them at some point. You see at the bottom right there, you have people. Here's my worry. Is the timer right up there? That says 2 minutes. That says 2 minutes. 2 minutes of chasing? Now, to be fair, I hope that's just one of the event types. I hope that's just one of the few event types in the playlist, and we do actually just get like a raw chasing event type. But I do kind of understand it. Hear me out. I almost kind of understand it. We don't really know how many events this playlist is gonna have, but if it's the same amount as a regular playlist, presumably, if it's a bunch of chasing missions, which, to be fair, we know it isn't, if the chasing missions were that quick, wouldn't be able to fill out a whole playlist. And that's genuinely what I think is a part of it, is that, you know, you need a playlist to be an hour-long-ish experience, so the chase events can't exactly be immediately chasing, and what if someone does it really well? But there's also another issue that I think is prevalent here. The police cars in the Crew are rather notorious. If you are a newer to the Crew 2 or to the Crew Motorfest player, you might not know that these cars are famous for being the most overpowered money-grinding vehicle events in the game. And I think there's also a chance Ivory Tower might want to avoid that. Now, this is all on the assumption that we don't have regular chase events. Hopefully, we do get some regular chase events, but let's continue looking through the playlist. So now, how do I know that you do at least get to chase here? Well, because it's clearly the same event. You can tell by it being the same road. Boom. Vibe changes, UI changes, and now we're actually bashing into the player with other police chasing them as well. Okay, that's interesting. I wasn't expecting that to be... I guess those were the people who are waiting at the change, but... You know, we're like 3 minutes into this event now. Makes the events feel a bit more full, I guess. It just might not be the most enjoyable way of doing so. So, I hope that, you know, let me brainstorm. Well, we're arresting him here. It took 1.5 minutes. But what if, right? What if we're chasing like 3 people? That would take definitely upwards of like 5 minutes. Oh, and they're racing, and it's like Need for Speed Hot Pursuit? Okay, now I'm just gassing myself up because there's not really actually... I'm not like exactly saying, oh, they're gonna do this. I'm just saying, God, that would be cool. Then we move on to a different event in a different car. This time, the Ivory Tower Ogmois, but in the Chase Squad variant. And this one seems to be a follow the photos mission. The missions, the races, where you don't have a map, instead you have photographs of the environment and the area, signifying when you're supposed to turn. We also know that just like how these are old school photos, they do also uniquely update the type of photos you follow, where these ones are actually film reels to match the film aesthetic, and quite uniquely, this one seems to be the helicopter ahead of you sending you the images as you drive. I think that's a pretty cool, unique context, and you see the ticks going on the images just like they do in the Follow the Photos missions. Very cool idea, very interesting thing to do, and we also, just like the old school playlist, this seems to be throughout all the playlists and in the open world with the police cars. They have a unique UI, the dash here, and same with the map in other events, and interestingly, the same in the open world. So what I'm hoping Ivory Tower could retroactively go back and add the UI from the old school events to old school cars based on the period that car is from. Maybe put it in the settings or something if you want to have that feature on or not. Saying Ivory Tower. Now we're getting some lore on the actual playlist here, and the thing is this lore seems to connect to Made in Japan, because we saw some of the names she's about to mention in the Made in Japan section of the showcase. But I'll have a specific breakdown on that playlist.
You a bit more about our opponents, the Cats. They're street racers who've recently joined the festival. We're dealing with 4 different groups: the Night Stalkers, the Quick Whiskers, the Diamond Fangs, and the Clawblades. Each group is composed of skilled street racers and led by their best driver, the Chief. Imagine if the two of us catch one of these cats during our first night out.
So, the cat-themed enemies to the dog-themed police. Those are the gangs, I suppose. And then we're in a different event because the UI's changed. We got progression up there now. We got this over there. But there is also a chance that this is the same event, just at the end of the follow the photos. I don't know. It could be anything. It's a new playlist. They are always adding different stuff, right? Maybe it's a follow the photos into a regular race, because we're still in the Ogmois. But this time we're in the tunnel system, with the Ogmois coming to the very end of an event, and we see a car drive past there. Now, I explained in a different video what I thought that was. Next, a helicopter event, which is pretty cool. It's cool to get an event for the helicopter. I assume you'll be able to do this in the plane as well, and also, it's just nice to have a sky-based event that isn't 5 hours long. Anytime they put a plane event in the summit, it's always just annoyingly too long. They're all like 7 minutes event. And now finally, we have a sky-based event, which hopefully you can do in planes, which isn't like 7 minutes long. It's like 1:30. And then we have another chase event, this time against one of the gangs with the fireball. And we're in the Ivory Tower Azus this time, that police car. And boom, switches to the chase version, and you take out the cars. Now, it is so cool to not see demolition cars in this, and instead see actual cars that get bashed like this. There's some crazy shots like that. For me, some of the best are in the intro. I mean, just look at the takedown of the 4GT here. Obviously, this just being a cutscene is unfortunate, but this ram from behind, and the way, look at the way he goes flying. And there. If that's actually what happens in the event, crazy. Now, interestingly, the takedown of Furball seems to be the last event. Might not be, but again, we don't know what the first is, we don't know what the last is. These are just events that we saw. But we do know that then they switch to the next thing. And here's another thing. This is also paid only. First of all, we see a look at the actual playlist menu. We see Day 1, training. We got Target Smash, Target Smash. Oh, there's 2 training events? There's 2 training events? Oh, no. I hope there's like 5. I hope there's like 50 different events in total. Another thing to remind you of as well is that the skills and the challenges added in playlists, those are only available through playlists. So, presumably, if the playlist is paid, then so will be the side activities and challenges. So will be the challenge rewards. And, well, the skills and stuff. It's weird to have skills and stuff that are paid, right? But let's talk about the rival system. We have rivals are available in free drive. Intels will help you seek them and identify them. Once you've identified a rival, you can chase them through a fierce dynamic chase. Climb each squad's hierarchy to unlock its chief and obtain exclusive rewards. Beat all the chiefs to unlock the mystery driver. Let's look at this, because they show us a look at what this intel and tracking and stuff is. The intel is just where they are, what car they're in, as is behind me. Then you see them, you find them, there's an area, presumably where they would be, and then you're like, I don't know, look like you're about to fire a missile at them. And now once you spot them, you get 2 options. So here's the thing for the paid and unpaid. Because you can do this same thing in the Made in Japan playlist. You find them, you look like you're about to launch a missile at them, and then you get the option to chase or race. There you go. So presumably, you can race them through Made in Japan, but you will have to pay to be able to use the rivals and to chase them in the open world. But, you know, you do still then get to chase them in the open world. So that's also included in the Year 2 pass payment. And then you get the same finishes and whatnot. It took him 3 minutes. It took him 3 minutes in a hypercar to take down a street car? Might be a skill issue. And then, of course, if it wasn't clear already, the cars that we are getting are plentiful through the Chase Squad update. We've got a Porsche 911 GT3 RS. We've got a Lycan Hypersport, the custom Ivory Tower Ogmois, the Mustang Dark Horse, the custom Ivory Tower Azus, the Audi RS6 Avant, and the helicopter, as all vehicles included in the Year 2 pass. Those are your police cars available. The Crew Motorfest is coming to the PS5 Pro. Wait, no, it's already going to be on the PS. I mean, it's getting an exclusive enhanced version is what I meant. This video is all the information on the PS5 Pro update that we have, including some footage, but there will be more, so subscribe if you want to catch the new information as we get it. Well, this is the first tweet regarding any kind of graphics change, really. This one is about the mirrors, though, and we already talked about the mirrors in a separate video, but some information that I didn't have at that time that I do now is that the mirrors are going to be current gen only. Now, the Crew Motorfest does run on PS4s, Xbox One S's and X's, etc, etc. And those platforms are not gonna get the mirrors. But you don't have to own a PS5 Pro to get the mirrors. It will just be on PS5. Then let's actually get to the PS5 Pro version. We have the first bit of information here with a brand new shot that we've not seen yet. We haven't looked at this image. It's a brand new shot. And then a very useful image right here is an actual bulk of the information, specifically from this guy. The Crew Motorfest improved IQ with PSSR. I guess that's the communist version of PlayStation. Pre-startup safety review. Oh, PlayStation's upscale. Okay. So thanks to the PlayStation's upscaling, we will actually be able to play 4K 60. Oh, that TV you saw will actually come in pretty handy then. Better detailing at longer distances. We're gonna get to that when we get to the gameplay. The caption there actually mentions available day 1, November 7th. Now the update comes out November 6th. November 7th is the release of the PS5 Pro. So it's as close to day 1 of the update as you can get. The update comes out November 6th, and then we get the PS5 Pro version November 7th, the day right after, or at least that's when people should be getting their deliveries of the PS5 Pros. Of course, it's going to vary based on many things. Hopefully, you guys subscribe and I can justify 700 quid! And mine arrives on time. Look, I'm doing it so you don't have to. I'm doing it so you don't have to. And then finally, this was posted today. Or, well, yesterday, if you watch this on day of release. With another brand new shot, the Porsche 911 GT3 RS, I remember the name, in the bamboo fields, and it looks phenomenal. Again, 4K, 60 FPS as well. That's gonna be smooth as butter. Oh, it's gonna look so good. Oh, I can't wait. I cannot wait to get my hands on it. But this, of course, comes with the caption, feel the thrill of the road with the enhanced edition, the Crew Motorfest on PS5 Pro, available day 1. What does this look like? Now, it has been a big struggle getting actual footage of it. I've reached out in places, and I might reach out to PlayStation UK themselves. If anyone at PlayStation UK is watching, reach out to me. I'm trying to reach out to you to get my hands on some public footage, because Digital Foundry went to an actual event and got the footage from there. So a massive shout out has to go to Digital Foundry. I mean, look, a channel of my size doesn't have to be shouting them out, but this footage that I'm about to show you is from Digital Foundry. This is what they had to say about it.
The Crew Motorsport from Ubisoft.
Oh, okay, wait, no, we got hit with the Crew Motorsport. No, damn it, I haven't heard that mix up in a while.
There it is. I'm curious to see what they've done with that.
It is very similar to Final Fantasy VII Rebirth in that it's doing just one pro mode with PSSR, 60 FPS, 4K target. It looks way more detailed than the old performance mode, which looked a little blocky to me, a little soft, not very good. Again, in these side-by-sides, they were able to show me.
I mean, it's going to be 4K this time. 4K!
More detailed than the old performance mode, which looked a little blocky to me, a little soft, not very good. Again, in these side-by-sides, they were able to show me. Then There were some issues, again, when kind of focusing out into the kind of middle part of the image, looking at stuff over time, you were seeing a bit of that instability, and I am able to show you that with some of the B-roll they provided, some of that instability, some of that breakup, but it's got way more image detail than before, like a really stunning amount of image detail here, so I think it's definitely a very worthwhile upgrade. Here, there's no RT, no ray tracing in general. Some settings, they said, have been improved beyond resolution, so maybe some LODs, things like that possibly have been improved, maybe shadow resolution. They said some of the settings, basically from the old fidelity mode, were being kind of moved over here. It's also an interesting game because they actually had a little performance readout in the bottom right-hand corner from the dev kit, and it was mostly at 60, but it was dropping the occasional frame, and I was able to perceive that not just on the performance monitor, but with my eyes. So that these demos were generally being run on 4K panels at 60 hertz, I believe, without VRR. And then some of the demos were at, on these 8K panels, these 8K Sony panels, kind of just giving you some flavor for it. But in general, I was not noticing frame rate drops too much in these titles, so I think they were running at a pretty good level. But here in this game, I was noticing like little tiny drops, maybe a couple over the course of a race. But again, early days, we've got a month and a half until launch. And this already looks really, really good. Runs pretty well. And it's a very satisfying upgrade. I mean, I did not play that much of the Crew last year, but it looks pretty good here. Very 4K-like, kind of what you want out of a PS5 Pro upgrade, I think. It's quite a satisfying experience, I'd say.
And of course, there is many other games they talk about in this video, so if you want to hear about any single one of those, Digital Foundry's video is the place to go. So essentially, one of the main things is the render distance is much improved, and you don't really notice it much unless you're really looking for it. I know I don't while I'm playing, but things definitely are pixelated and mushy and strange at distance, and then have a very obvious now coming into loading. In that clip from the Digital Foundry video, I would have been zooming into different things to show you what I mean. And the new upgrade is gonna hopefully, well, should get rid of that. Now, apparently, frame rate drops are still an issue, but, you know, it's gotta be the Crew at its DNA, of course. Frame rate drops, it's a rough one. It's a hard knock life, ain't it? That's it. Welcome to the Crew. But I mean, just being able to play the game in 4K 60 is gonna be insane. Because at the moment, as far as I'm aware, the game makes you choose. Because at the moment, you are definitely doing 30 if you're picking 4K or playing 4K. And I obviously can't get you this this shot with the Rimac Nevera, but I will leave you with some comparisons: the Electric Odyssey event and the Automobili a Lamborghini event.
Take these nitro lanes to refill your nitro batteries. Don't make fun of me, but to me, EVs like that Porsche is like a new power joining the car universe. Like a friggin' superhero. What? I mean it.
But we did get some brand new information, so let's jump into that. It was posted on their Twitter, but interestingly, it doesn't seem like they posted it on Instagram. Well, a lot of you might have missed this, basically. So first of all, we got a full article and a flashbang. Oh my god, oh gee, oh dear god. We see some images that we've already seen, but a lot of this is different technical talk. Some great stuff from some great developers, but not stuff that, I mean... Look, new tech plume and road banking. With the addition of Maui into Motorfest, we also introduced new tech to enhance players' gameplay experience. One of these is the plume system, which makes smoke, dust, debris react more realistically to I mean, that's actually pretty good. You know what? I am actually kind of looking forward. That'll be interesting to see. But also, the banking of the roads. Essentially, what it seems like they've done is they've angled the roads more like, you know, like a GTA wall ride. But, like, not the full wall ride, like, just the getting up onto the... Essentially, the roads will be more diagonal. I don't know how to describe it. Road banking. A banked road, where the inside is lower than the outside. And we've also got confirmation that the Maui Island is gonna be getting changes as it goes on. The thing is, every single update in the Crew Motorfest has added map changes. Literally, the very first update that we got to Motorfest added an island. Now, it's no Maui Island, but what it was a stunt park oh my god, okay, that's gone so badly. But what it was a stunt park island in the Hoonigan theme. This one was big. I mean, I don't know if people really come back to this place too much, but definitely was a big addition to the game. An update that you might have thought wouldn't have added anything new to the game, because it was a filming a movie themed update, right? It was kind of, you know, and then outside of that, it was like YouTubers and real-life racers and stuff like that. But Update 2, the Hollywood action update, did actually add map changes. The Waikiki Shell was updated with a red carpet and the signs for the High Ride movie. I guess they would have had to have added like a projector screen, because I don't know how you would... To be fair, do they do movies at the Waikiki Shell in real life? I don't know. Is it a real place? I'd assume it's a real place. And then Hoonigan versus Donk added the Donk HQ with actual, well, pedestrians in the way that the racing games are allowed to do them, because unfortunately it's difficult as a racing game to add pedestrians because of licenses, so they're in locked off areas and not on the ground. They're up on like containers and stuff and roofs that you respawn if you go up to. They did that for the donks, and they did that for the lowriders. So we already knew that, well, every single update changed something to the map, and we now have fully confirmed that this will continue onwards. We already hinted that Season 6 is in the works. They did more than that, because let me tell you, whoever said this...
I won't spoil anything.
Absolutely spoiled something. This is very clearly Red Bull, not only due to the color scheme, but due to the font. So, there's a big chance that we get a Red Bull. Now, it could be a stunt park, but frankly, screw a stunt park. I don't want another stunt park. But we could get a Red Bull stunt park. Oh, my hope, a Red Bull racetrack, like a proper one, like not like an island that's turned into a racetrack like Hanauma, like a road race, like, I don't know, like a basic racetrack, like any racetrack. Just a more grounded racetrack, right? I'm thinking like the Nürburgring or Mallory Park in the UK or Brands Hatch. I've been to those two, that's why I'm saying those two. Spa, right? Like a regular racetrack, not like a bit too silly goofy of a racetrack. And then the last one is just like, hey, go Maui, go look at Maui. And honestly, I don't blame them for saying that, because Maui looks gorgeous. It looks amazing, but we've seen more footage than just this. This was footage that we saw in the showcase event that they did, which showed us a fair bit. I mean, it also revealed that we were getting mirrors. It showed the red sand beaches. It showed a bit of the bamboo forest. It showed the waterfall areas. It showed that Maui is a lot more refreshingly new than just using the same assets as Oahu and putting them in a different way instead. Like, there's new stuff. And then you can, I guess, is that kind of banked? I don't know. Don't worry, we see bank. But what we also see is a PvP location. I cannot wait for the brand new Demo Royale zones. And maybe something interesting for Demo Royale coming up. And God, this city, I can't look at it. It looks so good. What a good looking city, man. I cannot wait. It's like an actual unique style. Not only does it have more than 7 roads that Honolulu has, but it's got its own vibe. 2 different cities with their own vibe, and that's if we don't get another island next year, with the Kauai being within range of being a new island. God, I cannot wait to try. It's so LA feeling. It feels LA, and I like that. da wash. Okay, let's look at this new footage. So we got this, some brilliant 3 tweets and videos from Cheryl. I'm gonna completely mess up this lovely lady's name because I don't French. Cheryl, right? That sounds a bit too American, but I'm gonna say Cheryl Bardot.
Cheryl, and I work as a level.
I was right about the first name at least.
Artist at Ubisoft Ivory Tower in New
What
York.
have you got to show us?
Maui brings out new biomes, new plants, new flora, more fields, more lands, and this means for us more space to create new playgrounds, new areas to accommodate to the new playlists and activities that we want to create for our players. It all comes from the desire to offer a wider playing fields to the players so they can actually enjoy the natural jumps and the grand races throughout the whole island. Hello, I'm Cheryl, and
I'm looking forward to that. So let's give a look at some of the specific stuff. One, they show the smoking volcano, which we actually get some more information about in a minute. But these are all things we've seen before. I don't know if we've seen this specific shot though. Color auto parts. Color is just the word for black in Urdu. Interesting. Auto parts, and it seems like Maui's city has this fun, like, I don't even know what to describe it. Da Wash had the big whale. This has the big car battery. They've got these cool. I don't know how you would describe them, but I think you know what I mean. And then we get some other shots, but let's get to the more new stuff, the new footage, like a red Porsche 911 GT3 RS cruising through what seems to be the bridge that goes into Maui.
Maui brings out new biomes, more lands, and more fields. We actually worked really hard on our technology with Houdini to...
Ooh, they've got the red rims on it too. They very Lightning McQueen'd this. I did bring this up recently talking about the 911 GT3 RS. Is this a reference to the Lightning McQueen GT3 RS? No way.
Technology with Houdini to bring out,
I believe that's the engine?
This diversity of fields. Some of those unique features are the coastal roads. They are either leading you to a red paradisiac beach or maybe some little cute village, but some of those coastal roads are actually really overlooked by magnificent waterfall. I also know some of my colleagues worked really hard on the volcano smoke to make it look like it is either condensed but sometimes airy. It looks like a plume. And Caldera roads are actually the new challenge for the drivers with new banking and new types of biomes.
Holy hell, what a slide! What a slide! God damn, he hit that slide. Yeah, so there you go. The roads are like, they're more curvy. It's gonna be a load of fun with drift cars, and I'm thinking high-speed hypercar races. This stuff looks good. And the thing about the volcano is, as far as we've seen, it has been active in every single shot. When I say active, I mean puffing the smoke. Yo, I didn't know the volcano was chill like that. Yo. So presumably, hopefully, it's gonna be active permanently, and that would be very cool to see. But we also get some other looks at stuff like the Hana Beach and the smaller villages that are around the map. We've seen this on the map image. And yes, this doesn't seem to be the bridge that goes into Maui. God, there's just so much to explore. There's so much to explore. There you go. We seem to be going into Molokai. I beg your pardon? Hang on a minute. Ivory Tower. Molokai is this island. Wait. Emergency research. Are these supposed to be Molokai? Hang on a minute. We've got no way of knowing where this is. We've got no way of knowing where this is at all. But it says they're going to Molokai. But Molokai is... well, not just that. It's not just a tiny... It's a full island. Molokai. The island. Is this like an indirect confirmation of Molokai? Is Molokai just been reduced to this? I'm so lost. None of those look like Molokai though. Other than maybe this one, maybe. Molokai would be an island in its own merit. It wouldn't be this tiny. I'm so confused. I'm so confused. I mean, I guess there's not a lot going on Molokai when I zoom in. There's like there's a few roads over this area, an airport, and what? I mean, just like a tiny city? Town? I mean, I understand why they jumped to Maui. There's more stuff in Maui, like, you know, a bigger town. With an airport, a bigger airport. But it feels weird to just reduce Molokai into, if I'm right, a few dinky little islands rather than, you know, a big, like... They could have done anything with it. They could have turned Molokai in its entirety, big size, into a big racetrack. It's a big open area. It just seems weird. I'm realizing this all as I'm...
Actually worked really hard.
Why is Molokai there? You're not going to Molokai. That's a Mololai. Oh, it just looks so good in the little... And, of course, the banked road for the more satisfying drives.
The new challenge for the drivers with new banking and new types of biomes.
I'm looking forward to it. And then we got one more, which gives us even more exclusive new footage.
Favorite location in Maui, just because I worked on both of them for many months, and both of them...
So they've had this all for a while.
Were challenging. The first one is the Maui Observatory, which is in the south of the island, near to the volcano. And it was one of the challenges because we wanted to recreate the accuracy of the heights and of the overviews that you'll have once you get there. And I'm really proud because when you are in the village of Kie, you can actually see the buildings of the observatory. It was one of the many challenges that we have to deal with, the banking and some of the heights and the hills and the rocks. I'm really proud of myself for that. The second location is the Garden of Eden. The Arboretum is actually just a whole gathering of all the plants and flora that you can find in Maui. And we worked hand in hand with vegetation artists just to make sure that we have from the small little plants to the mini version of a bamboo forest inside this arboretum, so you get to actually enjoy the experience of all the little plants and biomes from this small arboretum.
By the looks of it, well, there's a few things we get from this. One, the Maui Garden of Eden is a real place. It's a place for people to post certain types of pictures, clearly. But that's good to see. What the Maui Garden of Eden over here reminds me of is the many different pocket locations in Oahu, like the Pearl Botanical Gardens is one. Like, this is a fully done up, really well detailed little, I don't know, place people buy tickets to and walk around a nice little garden. The multicultural heritage area, the crew does these little areas amazingly. Is it the Hindu monastery? There's one of those somewhere. The Polynesian Cultural Center? Like, that's one of the great things they've done, is just the details and stuff like that. There it is, the Hindu monastery. Again, there's not like there's races or... Oh, there's a live reward. It's not like there's races and stuff that go through here, but they've done all this stuff detailed properly. All there. Just like now, they're doing the Garden of Eden. But one thing this section confirms is, well, one, some beautiful bloody views, but also we see that it's not just the major city that's gonna have this brand new style of road designs and well, town designs. This place, this little village, is also gonna have the brand new roads and the brand new style. And obviously this new footage includes the new Ivory Tower Ogmois car that's coming out. We need a better name for this. I don't know. The OG? Because Ogmois is... Maybe it sounds nicer to say in a different language, but like in British... Ogmois. We just got even more gameplay and information in the Crew Motorfest for the brand new November 6th update, Season 5, and I'm here to show it to you. But the Crew Motorfest, this next update, are not only adding some things that will give so much more content, they're adding even more stuff to the open world. More ways to play the game. In fact, we're getting an open world street racing, vehicle winning racing league. But there's more than just that. There are also open world cop chases. The Crew Motorfest has posted two things yesterday about this whole feature. The first of that was an article talking about the Made in Japan Rivals board, This is something that we saw. Specifically, it's the one that we saw from Made in Japan. At the end of Made in Japan, you see that on the second to last page, it has Rivals. Now, every playlist is going to have custom mode, but Rivals specifically, Rivals are available in free drive. Intels will help you seek them and identify them. Once you've identified a rival, get ready to race them in a dynamic race face-off. Climb each squad's hierarchy to unlock its chief and obtain exclusive rewards. Beat all chiefs to unlock mystery driver. That's a whole bulk of information. So let's just see the gameplay. You have all these different races in the different clans, the different groups. Unfortunately, they're all cat-themed. But you find them in the open world, you sort of do this locking on missile thing, and then once you've got them all fully locked on, you get the option to race them or chase them. And the chase thing is through the police playlist, but that one's paid. The race, however, immediately generating random path puts you in a race in the open world against these cars. That's all we knew about this before. So let's look at the new information that we've got now. Made in Japan with its neon lights, journey, and JDM challenges is the most accomplished playlist in the Crew Motorfest. Indeed, I mean, it's the most played in the game. Your brief is clear. Street racers are coming from all over the world, are joining Motorfest. They'll be waiting for you on Maui. Lead the pack against them. Yeah, so the actual playlist is themed on, like, taking on these other racers, these other racing clans, and this makes sense from what we saw. Because hang on a minute, that's not a Japanese car, but instead it's part of the clans that you go up against. And at one point, you go up against these boss racers, each boss from each clan with exclusive vehicles. And we get to that in this video as well. The Rivals board. Made in Japan 2 playlist has a dedicated menu unlocked after having ended the Made in Japan Volume 2 playlist. This board shows you all the new rival groups that have landed in Motorfest. Each of these groups is vying for number 1, but that's where you come in. Use this board to select, track down, and beat your rivals on a race. Once you have knocked out enough of them off the pedestal, you should get a big cat. If you're feline like a good racer, take them on. Don't worry if you lose, you've got 9 lives. The Chiefs beat enough rivals and you're on your way to earn some sweet rewards. So, these are the rivals. It's kind of whatever. These are just the names of the different clans. I'm not gonna read them. I'm gonna leave them on the screen, and I'm not gonna read them because I might actually throw up if I might throw up of cringe if I do read them. Now, I'm not saying that the crew is cringe, and I think this Made in Japan playlist looks really cool, but you know what sucks big time? The fact that it has to have this goofy theme on it. I hope that it has to have this goofy theme on it so that the licenses are happy and Toyota doesn't get mad. There's clearly an American one. It could have been like the 510s. We've got all the baths. We've got, like, I guess sports cars of some kind. We've got, those are all European cars. No, those are specifically German cars. An American car. Once you've defeated all the rivals and the chiefs, you'll get the opportunity to tackle a mystery driver that puts all others to shame. Yes, so there is a secret other car. It's that one in the middle. A secret 5th vehicle. But what are the other vehicles? Well, a Pontiac GTO Rival Edition, a Alfa Romeo Giulia Rival Edition, a BMW M5 CS Rival Edition, a DeLorean DMC12 Rival Edition. We've seen a lot of these. We got confirmation of the Pontiac through a clip. We haven't seen the BMW yet, but ones we have seen is the DeLorean there. You can see it right there. And we've also seen the Alfa Romeo Giulia there in the back. Looks pretty cool, honestly. How to unlock the Rivals board? Well, here it is. Unlocking the Rivals board in Made in Japan 2 is straightforward, but rewarding process. First, players need to complete each of the... Okay, yeah, we've had that. I didn't mean to beat up my mic. We've had that said 50 times now. Once these objectives are met, a Rivals board will be unlocked. So it's as simple as that. And we've got a gameplay image of the race. It seems to be updated with a squiggly line, unlike it had in the footage over here, where it's just a straight line tracking the progress. But one of the best things is that it's a randomly generated route, and that is so cool. Once the Rivals board is unlocked, you can select a rival and start to track down your opponents via the intel provided. You will have to track down your rival to their own stomping grounds and flush them out. Once you've spotted them, it's time to race. Keep them close, yada yada yada. You'll have the opportunity to initiate a rival's race. Each rival brings their unique car challenges, so prepare. Depending on who you're up against, yeah, cool stuff. And you get, you know, pick your car wisely. You got a cool shot of the Nissan R32 going up against race and whatever. Rivals race replayability. Rivals races are designed with replayability in mind, and I love this, man. Not only are these races intense and thrilling, but they also offer various difficulty levels and rewards. Each rival has a distinct racing style, pushing players to adapt and master different driving techniques. Additionally, players can replay the races as many times as they want to improve their times, secure better rewards. Once again, the thing I'm the most in love with is right there where it says generating random path. And the big question is, what do you think that secret vehicle is? What do you think this middle car is? What does it look like to you? Maybe Ferrari? But I mean, it's definitely customized if it's a Ferrari. It's a bit too round for a Ferrari. What looks like a... I mean, then again, it's got a bit of FXXK in the front and a bit of other Ferraris in the cockpit area. I mean, then again, the spoiler is completely out of nowhere. Well, what could it be? What do you think it could be? Let's get to the other bit of footage that we got recently. We got another developer interview. Yes, I'm not done with new footage and info. Here we go. Going up against Leapfrog. Choosing to race them.
The Rivals race board is a new feature that are linked to the Main Japan Volume 2 playlist, so you will unlock it once you have finished the event. It's a set of characters that are living within the open world that you will be able to find and defy on randomly generated races through both islands, and you will progress by beating them until you discover the mystery driver and beat him.
Simple enough. Oh, wait. Wait. Did they change an image? Hang on. This is what the rival board image looked like previously. Because I said open world, cup chases and quick races, very cool stuff. Each rival brings their unique, whatever, same thing. But it said race and chase. And obviously the chase is going to be police, but yet in a police car. So they must have put the incorrect image previously. This time putting the racer side rather than the chaser side. Fascinating. I just noticed that because I was like, wait, I was going to go back and be like, oh, sorry, fellas, I missed something in the article. But no, I guess they accidentally put the image here rather than... Interesting. But we have indeed already seen what it looks like to do the chase side of this as well. It's the same cars you're up against, and this time around, you track them down, you chase them, and you get to take them out like that. But obviously that wasn't intended for this article, so yeah. You want to be able to buy Summit cars in the Crew Motorfest. Iconic and needed ones like this Porsche Taycan or the Black Panther Skyline. Two of the cars that found themselves being the best cars in street, up in that like top 10 vehicles. Oh my god, okay, well I'm bottom 10 drivers apparently. But the thing is that you actually missed these Summit cars. You don't have them. Or you weren't playing competitively at the time. But the Crew has the solution and I have the info. So let's start talking about the Prestige Ticket Store and the custom modes to get the Prestige tickets, as that's not the only way you get them. There is many ways. And I'm going to talk about that. I'm going to talk about whether you can grind them. I'm going to talk about how much things will cost Gonna talk about the actual amount you get per playlist, a lot of those few being ones that are being inaccurately misrepresented out there, and I'll even give you the quickest way to make the most prestige tickets. So, you've seen this clip ad nauseum at this point. It was our first look at the prestige ticket store, but these numbers, these values, these are not what the values are gonna be. These were likely placeholders just to look nice because they're all round numbers, but this is not the amount that things will cost. This was just our first look at the prestige store. We've got a lot more, and one of the main ones is this. We got a look at what a custom mode board will look like. Now, if you're still kind of lost on what the hell this even is, let me show you. Because the way you begin to progress any of these is for every single playlist, and yes, every single one is going to get the custom mode board. It will be the 4th tab. You simply go to the events, any event, and you complete them in the custom configuration. Now, this means doing it in your own vehicles, and well, doing it in any of your own vehicles that are able to be used in that event. In fact, you'll need to do one per each spec to progress the most through the custom mode. Now, I don't recommend doing one event in Street 1, then Street 2, then Drift, then Racing, doing one event in every single spec just for boredom's sake. Instead, what I recommend is doing one full run of a playlist in Street Tier 1. Then doing a full run of maybe even a different playlist in Street Tier 2 or Drift. Doing in events order rather than doing one event in all the specs, as that sounds really boring. But that's it. You select your own car and then you just play the event. In custom variation with the AI cars changed to your respective spec, and at the end of the event, you'll see this menu, which gives you the badge being ticked off the list of that event, doing it in each of the different specs. This really is the grinding side of the game. Then, something to note is you do get prestige tickets for each event. We don't know how much yet, but the big chunk of tickets, the 100 that you get, is from the rows and columns. That's where you get a bunch of prestige tickets from doing all of either one event or all of either one spec. And as you can see, the 100 tickets is collected from there. Now, 100 tickets doesn't seem like a lot, so how much do you get overall in a playlist? Because there's more than just the events. There's however much we end up getting individually, plus the 25%, 50%, and 75% progression rewards. Well, we actually know, and it's different from what people are saying. If you're curious about how many tickets you can unlock, here's a scale. Each playlist will be able to unlock around 3,500 tickets. Now, it doesn't end there. While we're here, 200 tickets will be available during some summit contests, and the amount may increase on special occasions. So, the same way they give you, like, more bucks on, like, Christmas or something, you know, they might drop like 1,000 prestige tickets or something like that on a summit. But that's not it. Because if you're getting 3,500 from a full playlist, the main way to get prestige tickets, where else can you get them? Well, the summit, as we mentioned, and main stage events. So likely every month, hidden in one of these, just like we already get legend points in this system, we'll probably get just prestige tickets in one of these levels at some point. But that seems really low, especially if you're still running on the outdated information of this. Well, good thing we're not. Before I tell you the quickest way to get a bunch of prestige tickets, let's jump into this video.
Prestige tickets are a new currency that you can basically earn all the custom mod by finishing events with different configuration, different VCATs, and as you progress and earn more of these prestige tickets, you will be able then to unlock vehicles that were given as exclusive reward in past summit. So it's really a chance for all the players to be able to, if they missed out one of the summits from the previous season or one of vanities that were given at that time, to earn them in another way.
Now, some fun things about this video is it gives us our first confirmed price of the 911 GT3 RS, 619,000 $500 for that. It also gives us one of the first names of the actual summits in this update, which is going to be To the Streets with the GR86. What looks like... the hell is that? Okay, that's clearly the Evo, but what the hell is that in them? But we also see a police vanity topper. That's all besides the point. Let's look at this. This is our new pricing scheme for Summit cars. So at $3,500 with a bunch of other prestige tickets here and there, probably in the hundreds for other different features, you can get about the big boy cars with 2 playlists worth, just under, and just something a bit more meh, like the E-Type, you can get for just 1 playlist worth. A Street 2 car, which, bearing in mind, is what the Porsche Taycan and Black Panther Skyline would be, those are at about 4,750 prestige tickets. But it can be lower for some, as we see the S2000. In fact, I am curious on what the disparity is on why this one is about 700 more than these two. But for vanity items, you can get about 2 per playlist. And if you're doing it on that maths with the leftover tickets, you'll be able to get an extra one every third. So 7 per 3 playlists. And that's what I'm looking forward to, because I've got the cars. I just missed some vanities here and there. These are all competitively gained, so it makes sense. And then they do scroll down and show us a look at some more of the vanities down here at the bottom in the Hoonigan update. One thing to note is there's actually a car missing here. In the Hoonigan update was also the Jaguar Lunar Year Edition. This one was in the Hoonigan update. It was a gold reward in the first week. Now, some people have said, oh, but this isn't a platinum reward. Okay, it's still a time-locked FOMO exclusive reward. It should absolutely be in the custom mode, the prestige ticket system. It's not buyable to players, so it's still locked. So, and it featured in the Summit. I mean, the Magma is in there, and the Magma is a rerun from the Crew 2. So there's no reason this shouldn't be. Thank you, please fix. But we have another video which gives us even more information.
Topic such as the
Hello,
Summit
Anthony.
and the main stage for each of the season of the Crew Motorfest.
Reworking the custom
today,
mode.
The custom
Yes.
mode allows to replay a mission from the different playlists with a different configuration. You can choose another vehicle type, different weather, etc. etc. And we thought, oh, maybe we can add a dedicated progression with this custom mode. So now you have a new tab in the playlist menu where you can earn medals for each configuration. And on top of that, we added a dedicated leaderboard for each of the vehicle type within this custom mode. So now you can compete with your friends or with the world in all these different configurations. I'm Anthony.
So let's look at all the extra info that's hidden in this one specific one. The more intricate info. One, I'm really happy that this I'm really happy with. When they were like, oh, so we looked at this and we're like, let's add a progression to this. More of that, please. PvP-based playlists, please. Grand Race playlist and Demo Royale playlist. First of all, we get our first look at the progression rewards. 100. I would assume that's 200 per progression reward. So, when you get to 25%, when you get to 50% and 75% completed. But we also have the splash screen with the info. In the custom mode, collect a medal each time you complete an event for each vehicle category. Perfect. Collect medals as much as you can to align them on rows and columns to obtain prestige tickets. Use your prestige tickets to get special rewards available from the shop menu. And this is another look at the vintage garage version of the custom mode. There's less events that use silly vehicles, so there's essentially that means there's more events overall, because more events can be done in more specs. But that's actually where we come to getting the quickest tickets. Because if we have to complete columns and rows for tickets, well, there's something pretty glaring here. You can only use drag cars in drag events. You can only use drift cars in drift events. And more importantly, you can't use drag cars in other events. So here's some of the quickest ways you can get prestige tickets. Drag and drift events. Getting this one drag event done in this playlist, in any playlist that features a drag event, that being this and like the American one, that will give you 200 tickets for a single event. I can't see anything giving you more than that. I mean, that's the equivalent of what you get for doing 25% of an entire playlist. And a similar thing goes for Drift, but Drift can be used elsewhere. So for Drift, you'll at least get one full row done by doing Drift events in the custom mode, which is of course 100 tickets for just one event. Without a shadow of a doubt, one of the most efficient ways. But a good thing to note is that you cannot grind these. It is most definitely confirmed that these are a one-time collect. So there's a finite amount that you can get from each playlist, from each event, from each custom mode, from all of that. You can only get it once. So even if there's quick ways to get some custom tickets and the prestige tickets, you'll still eventually have to buckle down and grind a little bit. This is the grinder's gameplay, basically. There's nothing more to it, really. And as far as the store as well, to hop back to it, as far as we've seen, these are the only vehicles in the store, and this seems to be the final version of the store. So as far as we know, it's only up till the Hoonigan update that you can buy cars at the moment. We don't know if all of them are gonna come, and I guess that would be good, because it adds at least some exclusivity for, like, what, it's probably been like a year since the Hoonigan update? It'll be just under a year by the time the update November. I didn't even realize that wasn't in the game from launch. Insane that it wasn't. This is next gen and PC only. Finally, thank the Lord. All around a positive thing. Now this is where we get to some big stuff. These are insane changes. This is the Qual article, quality of life. This is all of the sort of intricate gameplay changes that sort of, you know, on your, like, day-to-day kind of thing. This is your full breakdown on it. The Crew Motorfest Season 5 Quality of Life Improvement. Year 2 Commitments. What's next? Looking ahead to Year 2, and especially Season 5, the team is gearing up for even more qual improvements that will continue to enhance the experience. Some of the key updates to look forward to include, so here we go. Rear view mirrors, a significant and long-awaited update. Rear view mirrors functionality will provide players with improved situational awareness, giving a better view of competitors and the environment behind them. Not to immediately jump back to being a cruiser, but yeah, I'm really looking forward to this because every now and then I just like to cruise around, and the mirrors are really gonna help with that. It may even make the Crew Motorfest current best first-person cruising game on the market. And as we've known, we know that we've seen what mirrors look like. We've seen the little before and after there, and we know exactly how they'll perform from the plethora of footage in the showcase showing exactly how the mirrors look. They actually seem pretty high quality. They seem to have gone for low render distance as the cop-out, where TDU has low frame rate and Forza has low resolution. Great work from the developers, but to bear in mind, this is next gen, I guess current gen, and PC only. This will not be on the PS4 and Xbox One versions of the game. It is only going to be on the PC, PS5, and Xbox Series S and X, I think? Yeah, those ones. Now this is where we get to some big stuff. RPG enhancements. Check out the dedicated RPG enhancement section in the article below. We will jump to that, but first of all, view parts in the car list. Players will soon be able to see installed car parts directly from their car list, simplifying the process of managing and optimizing them. If you don't know what that means, that's this. This is the car list. You'll be able to see your parts here in this menu. Finally, thank the Lord. I mean, the Crew 2 had a similar thing where you could see which affix was on a car. Hopefully that's also present, but being able to see the parts from here, oh my, that's gonna be a lovely. And absolutely very much looking forward to that feature, as parts has been a big like a point of just collision constantly while trying to navigate this game. Prestige tickets in the Summit. While not a quality of life change, but instead a new feature, Prestige tickets will be available to earn in the Summit for players completing challenges during the Summit. Oh? Complete challenges during the Summit. And then, of course, we've already gone through the article for custom mode. I'm curious if completing challenges for the Summit just means completing the Summit, or if it's like completing challenges. So is that like, use this specific car and drift 5 times? I don't know. That's gonna be interesting to see. Or is it just gonna be the simple, like, play 6 events? which does already get you a reward there in the middle. Bug Reporter, this will soon help to improve the tracking of any issues. Yeah, so this was announced actually recently. The Crew Motorfest's new dedicated bug reporting area, right? Like, you can actually specifically go in to report bugs. I mean, all around a positive thing. RPG enhancements. So, if you don't know what the RPG stuff is, it's like the progression. So, not just parts, because, you know, seeing parts in the car list is technically, but it's just sort of the way the gameplay works. I believe CarPG was the coined term way back when. We are aiming to improve the experience of our players that are always on the lookout to kit out their favorite vehicles in the best parts possible. Here's a quick rundown of some new features that we are hoping will achieve this. A merging system will be introduced, allowing players to combine 3 parts of the same rarity, combining them into the same part of an upgraded rarity. What? This allows players to farm legendary parts of a specific type at a much faster rate in exchange for spare parts and bucks. Are you hearing this? So essentially, I can go in here, and good car to pick, I could take these 3 blue parts, combine them, select them and combine them, and I'd get 1 purple part. And then I can go take 3 of my purple parts. Well, I could obviously first do that to all of these. Boom, boom, boom. Turn that into a gold. Meaning, when you finish an event and you're grinding for gold parts, now not spare parts, when you're grinding for gold parts specifically, not a single part is waste anymore. Because every part you get can then be recycled upwards. And an even bigger one, which is insane. Legendary set half bonuses. Legendary sets now have activation steps. This new system will reward players with 50% of the bonuses if they have 3 of a legendary part set equipped, and 100% of the bonus if they choose to equip the full set. This will allow players the opportunity of more flexibility and opportunity to maximize their performance in their own creative way. This means you can combine 2 legendary sets on the same vehicle, which was not previously possible. They're revolutionizing the way the game's systems will work. This is going to create an entirely different meta parts grinding efficiency system. What they're saying is if I do this, if I go here and get only 3 different nitrochemist sets, there we go. I now have 50% of the nitrochemist boost. Increase my nitro duration by value? Well, let's find one that isn't bugged. Okay, no, it's bugged all around. Great. I think it was by 1.5 or like by 50%. So presumably I would have 25% extra NOS just by doing this, but it doesn't stop there, because I can then go to the remaining parts and put on only 3 different magnet sets, XP magnet sets, and I now have 50% of 2 set bonuses active. Not only do I have a slightly bigger NOS tank, but I also am earning value more XP. Damn it, what was... I think it's also 50%. God, why is my game bugging out? It's insane to think we're living in a world, like, having played the Crew 2 for 6,000 hours, it's insane to think we're living in a world where I'm playing this game, and this is a viable set. And it's going to be fascinating to see as the game progresses and this new feature comes in, what does the meta look like now? Because look, obviously you only want full NOS if you're using a speed-based set. If you just want to go quickly, then you want full NOS. But if you're grinding something like, well, money or XP in this situation, is it better to have 3 NOS parts and 4 followers? I mean, I guess you don't even need... It only matters the 3. You just want any gold on the end. But 4 of this, and then that would get you quicker and quicker runs. You'd be sacrificing, yes, 50% of your XP gain, but you'd be gaining 50% more NOS. Or, well, of the bonus of NOS. It's probably going to take a month to figure out truly and deeply what's quicker, what's better, what's more efficient with this new system. But don't worry, because SidWaj is going to have a full video explaining it all once it's fully out. These are insane changes. Whoa, well, that was a lot, was it not? If you actually did watch through all of that, whoa. I didn't even realize I posted 2 hours 2 hours worth of content on just the Maui stuff, and that, bearing in mind, that's with a bunch of stuff cut. That's with like a bunch of like anything, most of anything that was like speculation or me being like, it would be cool if we got this, that's all removed. It only, most of the bulk of all of this was actual new stuff coming up. Crazy though, yeah, and thank you for watching this. If you did actually watch all the way through, if you were actually engaged, fucking good on ya. Leave a like and whatnot. If you put it on to fall asleep and you're asleep by now, well, bye-bye, good night. Well, that's it. That is gonna be about it from me though. Gotta get busy, man, gotta get busy. I'll see you boys in the next one. That's about it from me in a bit.